Stampin Stampede, and today I'm going to do a live video for you. And I'm doing a live today because I didn't get a chance on Friday to do one. I have been trying to do them every Friday at 10 o'clock, but the bathroom renovations during COVID and restrictions, everything was being a little bit tricky. So I decided today, just an impromptu live for us, and I'm going to show you how to do this double Z gatefold card. And it has a little belly band that slides off the card, and then it opens up to have your greeting, and so you can write your message. So you'll see there we've got our Z's, so that's our double Z, and it's a gatefold, so that's where we get our double Z gatefold card. So I'm going to walk you through, and hopefully it'll all work out well. All right, so the first thing you need is a piece of designer series paper, and this is 12 inches long by 5.5 inches wide, and I'm using the Sweet Stockings designer series paper from the new mini catalogue. And for this card you will need to also have a piece of A4 cherry cobbler cardstock, and I have cut this at 1.5 inches wide, and for centimetres people, 4 centimetres. Okay, also needing a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and the Whisper White cardstock is 3 3/4 inch by 5 1/4 inch, or 9.5 centimetres by 13 centimetres. So you're going to take, first of all, your 12 inch by 5.5 inch designer series paper. Grab your trimmer. Be aware, just pull out your cutting blade so that we don't actually cut the paper instead of actually scoring it like we're supposed to. All right, so let me just move the things out of the way. So you're going to take the scoring blade, have the 5 inches going this way, 5.5 inches, sorry. If you need that in centimetres, that is about 16 3/4, yeah, about that in centimetres. All right, so hopefully you can see that. All right, what you're going to do first is turn your designer series paper, and we're going to score it at 2 inches. So that's just past the 5 centimetre mark. So scoring here at 2 inches. Score again at 4 inches. I can't see any comments or who's watching because I can't watch my phone and do these at the same time. So if you do watch this, be sure to leave a comment so I can catch up with it later. All right, so then slide your designer series paper across to the 8 inches and score. And then taking across to the 10 inches and score as well. All right, so you now have your 4 score lines on there. So I'm just going to score it over so you can actually see, because it does, it's a bit tricky to see with the designer series paper. So it goes now in the concertina folding back on itself idea. So you've done that before. And if you want to see any of the previous cards, you can go onto my YouTube channel at Stamp with Pauline and see those. So you'll see here now we actually have our double Z gatefold card. Okay. Now you then have to decide which side of the designer series paper that you want to be showing. So on this one I actually did the paws on the outside, the little stockings with the animals. I thought just for something different I might actually flip it around and do the other way. I don't know, just something different. You do need to be aware of the designer series paper on both sides though, so just keep track of that, because if it doesn't coordinate very well and you use something random, like I did try it on one of these cards here with the baubles on one side and the pattern on the other side, this really didn't go very well with that side, I felt. So just something to be aware of. Just look for the other side of that. All right. Next thing you're going to do is take the 5.5 inch side and take your ruler, and what you're going to do is cut this. So we're going to mark it first at 2 3/4 from the bottom, or 7 centimeters. Okay, so if you're using centimeters, go ahead and just do centimeters. If you're doing inches, slide it up, keep it down to the same side, and you're going to do 2 3/4 over here. Okay, so you may need to just extend that out depending on the designer series paper. What you then do, and I'm going to draw on my side so you can actually see it. I don't know which side is the best side to draw, but basically that score that we did at our, so that was our 2, that's our 4, this is our 8. So at the 8 score mark down to where we have put our pencil at 2 3/4. All right, so if you've got your 2 3/4, so here, where am I? So 2 3/4, just here. I need to just extend that just so you can see where I'm going, because it is a bit tricky. So taking that mark there to our score line here, and I will just draw on it so that you can actually see the angle of the cut that you need to do. So that is the cutting part there. So do the same again on the other side. So 2 3/4. Now, if you're not sure how to work out inches, inches have 16 of these little dashes in between an inch. So when you actually count that, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if something has a 0.3 or a 0.4 of an inch, you know how to go along there. So now what I'm going to do is find that mark there, and then find the top of the score line of our thing there and go across there. So they are now where I cut with my trimmer. So bring your trimmer back in, pop your cutting blade back in. This time what you're going to do is line up your cutting edge here along your track, so you know where you are going to cut. All right, do the same for the other side, lining up in the track. All right, so you're left with these two little triangle pieces here. Then what you do is now can bring back out, and we have our fold. All right, so that is the card. What you then do with your belly band is take the belly band. I'm just going to use the previous card just so you can see this. What I did, because I don't want my belly band to be super tight, so what I do is actually just fold across and just sort of press down, pardon me, on that line there, and then bring my other side across. Just sort of line it up and just gently press, but don't fold it right on the paper. And the reason I didn't do that is because I do need it to be able to be slid up and down on that paper quite easily. So what I then did was add some of my multi-purpose glue to the edge here, all along in here, and glue that down. Now, if you wanted to, you can see that my paper, you can have it on this side, whatever. I'm going to cover up that join, and that's what I have done with this belly band. So my join is just here behind my little stocking, and I've cut out the designer series paper with the stockings. I've then stamped the animals and used the blends to colour those in, and I cut out a present and a little hat. And what I've done is, once my belly band has glued down and dried, I then added my cat, and he's just stuck straight down. Then I have used dimensionals to raise up my second animal and stocking, and then the same with a present, and I've just moved that present just out to the side so it's not actually touching the stocking, so the dimensional is actually on the cardstock, and then just glue down your centerpiece. Sorry, it's a Santa hat. And then on here, what I have got is a piece of liner. So that is your 3 3/4 of an inch by 1 1/4 of an inch, or 9.5 centimeters by 13 centimeters. And I've just stamped my greeting and a little decoration inside there. So that is our double Z gatefold card for today. So be sure to catch this again on the YouTube channel if you like, and the cards I'll be posting on my Facebook page as well. And yep, that is our card for today. So I hope you've liked that. All right, thank you for watching.